They can read the bio for that.
Good afternoon, good evening,
Look at you hitting the intro. Go ahead, girl. Go ahead.
What you saying?
You give people too much credit for being smart. People are stupid.
What do you say?
I know.
People are way more stupid than you.
I'm indifferent to it. I don't really like you're gonna know us because of the content that we put out.
Yeah.
That's what I'm betting on.
I don't even know everything about
our quality content is gonna grab you. And then you stay for everything else. So I don't feel like I need to like this is why I'm in this podcast and I want to give you my perspective because I value it to me.
No.
I don't want you like.
It doesn't have to be by your perspective.
When I first got asked to be on this podcast back in February.
Introduce yourself.
Was it February?
Can we choose ourselves?
So I was. Okay, so I'm Jill, obviously. You know me.
That's how we start.
So obviously
The name appears below or above.
Yeah.
And I first got asked to do this podcast back in February. When was it? Last year sometime?
Last year at some point.
Yeah, and we started planning it and everything. And I agreed to be on it because...
I'm just sorry to call you Jill. I'm just not used to it going off without hearing V's like...
Oh, you want me to... Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to FTheKulture podcast. I am your host with my friends or my people them. I go with MV, a.k.a. Godson, King,
a.k.a. the boy them sugar.
Flavor. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Anyway.
She doesn't know what that means properly, so I'm just gonna...
I'm not really sure.
But yeah, we got Timmy the Warlord that wants to introduce himself.
Oh, I'm not the Warlord. No.
He wants to introduce himself because
he woke up in London.
He doesn't want to be.
He doesn't want to be.
Yo, Jill's baiting you out already.
Oh, he doesn't want it to stick.
He doesn't want it to stick. The Warlord doesn't want it to stick.
It's not sticking.
So he has his own introduction today for some reason.
Of course, because how can this nigga go highly flavored Godson?
It's true, man.
Well, no, I'm not taking that. Yo.
Go ahead, then. What's your?
Timmy. I'm one of your hosts that's always doing the most.
Guys, is this recording? Is the video on?
Yeah, the video on.
It's been running for this whole time.
Yeah. Fucking up my intro, bro.
Mess it up, Joe. He's a warlord. He's a warlord of the streets.
Look.
The host with the most. Get the hell out of here.
What's her question?
The prince of chatting shit on repeat.
Is it on?
Yeah, I think so.
And master of toxic and thoughtful.
Wait, say that again.
Toxic and thoughtful.
I'm saying
Toxically thoughtful.
That's the balance.
Nah.
Timmy, I didn't hear any of that.
I said my name is Timmy, one of your hosts, always doing the most. The prince of chatting shit on repeat. And the master of toxic and thoughtful.
Nice.
People are getting cute with this. Damn.
Q is just real. You know what I'm saying? Not the warlord. Fuck that
The
shit.
warlord of the streets, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Gilda, supermodel vixen.
Hi.
She was like, "Don't want to fight it." Nah,
You saw a forehead.
I don't want to fight it. Yeah, it's like, nah.
Yeah,
Not today. Ebs, you have your own?
Oh, I thought that was it.
You have your own?
I don't know.
You have your own? You want to do the same thing Timmy did?
No, thank you.
Okay. Jill was doing something.
Yeah, Jill.
Asked her on something about February.
Yes, when I first got approached to do this podcast by
Highly
Godson.
flavored. Talk to it. Mr. Mogul.
That was BLD, right?
Multi-mogul.
BLD?
Huh?
Before lockdown?
Yeah, way before. It was last year.
Yo, is that going to be an annotation?
I like BLD. Hashtag BLD.
It's gonna be like
Run it back.
BC and before Christ.
Okay, yo, listen.
BLD.
Off mic. Anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, continue, Jill. Then.
Yeah, so before lockdown, obviously this was last year. He asked me, lockdown part 1. He asked me to do this podcast and whatever, and obviously we started brainstorming, all 4 of us, about what the name would be and what we would do, and so we settled on FTheKulture, or FTheKulture, which is the family-friendly version, which actually really helps us because I was explaining it to my boyfriend's family, and I said, "Oh, the children are here, so it's actually just FTheKulture," and the parents knew what it meant, and the kids were like, "Ah!" And I was like, "Yes!" So it's good that we have both, and I really like that.
Jill, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You know when you're out and about and you talk to let's say you talk to a guy.
Yeah.
Right? Could be a girl, 2020.
2020.
And you get the feeling that they're moving to you. Would you ever work your boyfriend into the conversation just to ease them off nicely? I think that's a classy way to do it.
It's nice, yeah.
So is that something you do? Do you just ease your boyfriend into the conversation?
Sometimes.
No? Okay, thank you. That's all I wanted to know.
Why?
That's all I wanted to know.
Why?
She's nicely eased the whole audience into it, which is good for them as well. Yeah, it's a
let
good.
them know.
Man, don't sign her.
Did I just do that?
I think it's no.
Did I just do that?
I didn't do anything.
It's like, don't slide
I
in
think
her
it's
DMs.
class way to do it.
Yeah, don't slide. She's telling
Don't
me
tell
that.
me, yo, I got a man. It's like, oh my god, like I got my boyfriend has the same pair of shoes. Like, oh my god, I love him. Okay,
You know what? I got COVID tested last week, and he came to the door to COVID test me, and I said, "Oh my god, my boyfriend has the exact same backpack." I'm just literally, I can't believe I did that. Coming to think of
They're
it.
just shooting, right? They're just shooting.
Yeah.
So you don't even know if they're coming. You just
She's on
stop it.
defense. Yeah. She's on defense off the rip.
Clearly,
No.
that's about Jill. She's always
Jill's
blocking them shots.
Yeah, she got moved like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
Jill
Okay.
gets moved to everything.
Yeah.
Nope. So anyway, so then
The supermodel.
I was like, let's just do this. Yeah. And what was our motive for doing this podcast? Like, why is it called Fuck the Culture?
Oh, ooh, interesting.
I refer
For
back to
me, it's
Warlord.
because, being on Black Twitter, I was just sick and tired of hearing y'all mouth off. So
Okay.
I had a few things to say.
I love you, Black Twitter.
Yeah, I love y'all.
I love you guys so much.
I'm there at the cookout.
Some of
there.
you fucking hell, some of you,
That's the one.
some of you just be talking.
I like the
The most
convos.
shit.
I like, just a tangent. There was a joint that happened, I think, when was it? 2014, 2013, 2014. I don't know what it was, but this is back when I was in the streets. But there was like, for January,
Yeah.
the narrative changed to like girls had to move to the Mandem.
I remember
And they
that.
had to find like creative ways to slide into DMs. Oh, you remember?
No.
Oh
wish-
man!
I was
Oh
there for it.
man! Oh man! It was.
You went outside.
Niggas were outside when
They were outside.
oh my goodness, it was a hoot. Anyway, yeah, I like Black Twitter. Don't Jill's views are only her views and doesn't
I-
reflect the
Yeah, only matter in
podcast.
Feb.
Absolutely.
I mean,
And I love
it's
Black
a love-hate
Twitter.
relationship, isn't it? It's a love-hate relationship.
But like sometimes,
sometimes
the
something.
fuck are
Therefore,
you
love,
talking
hate.
about?
Yeah,
What the
yeah,
fuck
yeah.
are you?
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, like, what?
Sometimes.
Yeah, therefore love hate relationship.
But yeah, I feel like.
And I think everybody on Black Twitter hates Black Twitter because then there would be no argument because we'd all be like, yeah, and agree,
Yes.
and there'd be no conversation.
I think that touches on part of the reason why it's like going back to what V said about us naming it for the culture, because the whole conversation. So a bit of context. V and I met 2019.
think so, yeah.
Yeah, and we mutual friends sort of made me
Yeah.
aware like, oh, is this guy I think you should meet? Cool
Yeah,
people
she
to
was
go
on
with.
my neck for that. For
Yeah, and I think she was the same to you. Like, yeah, we need to
Yeah.
meet, blah, blah. Like, you guys just get on, the energy, and we met and just start conversations. And I've always wanted to do a podcast. I think everyone that knows me knows that I can talk for the world.
Yeah.
But
All right, Jill, don't.
Love you. Love you.
But it's real because I know it as well, so it's good. And I always felt like, you know what? At some point, when it's relevant, when I feel like there's something that I actually want to, I don't want to just start a podcast for the sake of starting a podcast. So Vianney was also like, I think they had done a podcast before.
Yeah, done a
And
draft.
he was more like, I want to create something, and he gave me this sort of visual idea that I really liked, and I was like, okay, if you've got the media and visuals mind, you know what? I've got this idea for content. I think we should really we can talk about this, and this can be the angle we
Yeah.
sort of go at it. We didn't have a name at the time. It was just about we need to start challenging sort of popular notions and popular ideas that people
Yeah.
have. Like, why do you have that? And just, we have some shit to say, agree or disagree. That we don't think we're right. We don't think we're wrong. It's just our
Yeah.
opinions, isn't it?
Yeah.
And let's get people that are willing to express their views as well.
Yeah.
And are not shy to get
Yeah.
killed sometimes on social media, for sometimes jumping off the ledge.
Yeah.
And to sort of support that sort of idea, I think when we started thinking of the name and branding, we went through some really
Yeah.
What were some of the
It
names?
was taxing. It was mentally
coded some shit.
taxing.
We went through some
Yeah.
I would like to hear some of these names.
there's a list. We had a note.
It's
we had
still
a
there.
joint note. It's still
Yeah.
there. We had some of the names I went through, and then I just messaged. I was like, I called him like, go ahead. It's called
Yeah.
Fuck the Culture.
Fucking love it.
Obviously, V doesn't swear.
Yeah.
I love it.
He doesn't
You
swear,
don't
so-
swear at
yeah.
all?
But I was not.
I've never noticed.
It was like,
Oh my God.
It stifles my vocabulary. I
yeah,
don't
so
like
straight
it.
up, it's like, I can't say that.
Yeah.
It's like, and I was like, okay, and we had an agreement. I was like, look, I trust you in the media stuff. Trust me with this part.
Yeah.
And we had that agreement. Like, there were certain times that we have to just like
Yeah.
trust you, and I trust you there. Okay, you can call it when you feel like, okay, this to me don't agree with me. I'll be like, cool. And we had the agreement that there will come times when we might have to do that.
Yeah.
And then that's what we put it to the group. Like, okay, what do you guys think? And luckily, you guys also saw the.
It made
idea and
sense,
like,
yeah.
it makes sense. And yeah, that's where we are. So the idea is obviously like, just everyone just giving their own opinions on certain things that we believe, either group think or society told us the way to think, and we just think, how do we think? And we think differently. All of us have different ways of thinking sometimes, and it's just bringing that into the conversation.
And that's what makes the dynamic what it is.
Yeah.
So that's where the value of this joint comes in.
Yeah.
Because I don't think, for argument's sake, niggas will argue. And I think we have valuable people with valuable opinions that can step outside of themselves. Because I think a lot of people don't tend to step outside of themselves when they argue in their point, So because you've been wrong, because you've been right in your circle for so long, and now you come here and like, we're gonna,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that's it because of X, Y, Z. I don't know why you've thought that's it all your life, but it's really not it.
Yeah.
And that's effing the culture. Because the culture is whatever you've been taught or whatever you've been carrying until this point in 2020. So yeah, that's the value I feel like anyway.
Fuck the culture doesn't mean just like fuck it and just like kick it down the cliff and absolutely disregard it. It just means just ask questions.
Yeah, it's a mindset
sometimes you might learn some.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just realize, you were doing the right thing. It's okay.
Yeah.
True too.
So yeah.
We're not going to let you just sit here and not say nothing, bro.
What do you want me to say? We're going to take all the best points.
I was going to put my hand up, teacher, but they've said everything already.
Oh, sorry.
This guy, he fucking said that. He's like, this is that coursework. What are you going to say? He said that before we start recording.
Nah, sorry. I'm
Now
sorry. I
look.
just gave the story. Sorry, I took the story on B&B's part. Couldn't even.
I'm just
What are we even
ad-libbing.
talking about?
Huh?
Before, how did we even get here?
Jill was, Jill
I
kind of
said-
started us off with
He
the...
said he wanted to talk about how we started this
I
podcast.
just feel like it's important for people to get to know like what it is that we, but we don't have to, like I said, just an intro bit. It's just a bit, it doesn't have to be, doesn't have to be the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I feel like it's an interesting introduction to just what culture is in society today. It's just a mess in it. The world is kind of a mess, and sometimes like challenging that mess
It's always been.
is why we're here.
Yeah.
There's some good parts, there's some dumb parts. Like if we start talking about all these things, then we won't have any podcasts left. But save that for future episodes.
Yeah.
Things that we're fucking.
Yeah.
That sounds wild. Yeah, sorry.
Ultimately,
Things we're effing. The culture we're effing.
ultimately, your opinion matters to you. It should only matter to you, right? If you have an echo chamber that challenges and sharpens you, good for you. That's what you should be striving to do. If you have an echo chamber that only echoes what you believe in, stop that. Don't do that. Keep whatever you're thinking.
I want to hear
I'm going
Go
off
on,
of it. Yeah.
go on.
So we are nested in a society that thinks everybody's perspective is valuable. It's not. It's not.
So true.
Right.
Clip
And
that.
I'm also
fucking story.
I'm also talking for myself.
not.
Right. I'm also talking for myself. My opinion is special to me. If it's special to you, thank you. Appreciate it. You know what I mean? But that doesn't put money in my bank. Hopefully it does. Hopefully it does. And then we put it back into rotation. But for now, I'm putting my opinion out on certain things, on certain topics. And if that resonates, amazing. If we teach each other in the comments, amazing. Right? That's what we're here for, in a sense. We're not here to teach. We're not here to be role models.
No.
Right?
No.
But we're here to put ideas out and bounce it off the echo chamber that we create. Right? So especially in social media.
We want to hear you.
Yeah, don't
be a part of the conversation.
It's not serious. It's only entertainment. I like that. There's a sample that says that. I don't know what song it's on, but it's only entertainment, right? Don't go on social media all the time and take everybody's perspectives and opinion as Bible.
Oh,
yes,
true. Huh?
Don't do that. Right? Be sharp enough to dissect what's for you, what's not for you.
Yeah.
You know? And that's
the first thing I tell you at university.
Yeah. And
you can read a bunch of garbage, but you need to know what to sift through and see as.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that for 2 years.
Fucking hell!
You should figure it out.
I took it.
Yeah.
You know when you realize that in Africa they teach you consume everything, regurgitate everything.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I got here that it took me a while to understand real education is actually just taking information and sifting through.
You have to remember, Africa's a little behind.
I know.
So like, there's so much information here because the internet and most of it is BS.
And it took me. That was what I think.
Most of
my
it's
movement.
BS.
That was, I think, one of the biggest things that I think moving from Nigeria to the UK that it was the hardest adjustment for me. Was the learning, the way to learn.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to give a perspective rundown because people mess themselves up over other people's opinions and perspectives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, especially like in social media. So,
and that's what I was about to sort of pick when I was thinking, when we're saying, and I think we touched on this a while back, but luckily that episode's not coming out, so we can actually touch on it now, is that social dilemma that we spoke about. When we mentioned the movie on Netflix.
Yeah.
Social dilemma.
Yeah. And it's nothing to, I don't think it's anything new to us. I think everyone in this room sort of, to a degree, knows what's going on, but to see the inner workings of how the internet is there, the model they've created, the business model is actually there to silo you into your people that agree with you.
Yeah.
Right? It's there to really show you a world on social media that reflects your worldview. Right? Not challenge your worldview. And I think a lot of people like that comfort. A lot of people like being with people that agree with them so much. They don't like the confrontation or the conversation or being wrong, to people that they don't agree with. We can agree on something and disagree on something else, right? And people don't have that.
People don't learn or change or grow.
Yeah, and it's just.
And I think that's why people realize that the world is getting more left and more right wing because we're getting separated on social media, which is where we spend most of our time.
What does that mean?
The left and right shit pisses me off.
Because it's political views. Everyone keeps going I feel like people who believe that not even Tories, English politics is so watered down and
English,
mild.
Though. It's everywhere. The whole world has the whole left and right.
Exactly. Because I'm not going to go into English politics. That's so fucking pathetic and stupid.
That's always gonna.
Sorry?
Yeah.
That's always
Liberal thinking and conservative thinking is getting more liberal and more conservative, and everyone's getting more intolerant of the other person because.
I don't think they're liberal and conservative anymore. I think it's just some things are wrong. Some things are right.
But that's the thing. And the other party always thinks that the other person is wrong.
Not wrong or right. Sorry. That's wrong I'm saying. Some things are good. Some things are bad. Infringing on someone else's rights.
Which one's left?
Bad.
Left is a good
Liberal
one.
is left apparently.
No. Don't say it like that, Jill.
That's a good one.
So which one wants to?
I think both of them are fighting for what they think is right.
Which one wants to give away money and which one wants the rich to have money? Which one?
The right wing is the rich people.
Okay, so that's the
not
blue.
Always.
That's the blue one, right?
Not always.
Not always, but
for example, in
most
America,
times.
the right wing is the rich people, but their voting bloc is poor white people.
Yeah.
that they've tricked to thinking that they're actually for them. Yes.
So let me explain. Right wing is we have to keep every child alive. Yeah, no abortions. Fuck it. We don't care about women. We don't care about black people. We don't care about poor people. Fuck them. Left wing is climate change is real. We need to fucking help
Green
out.
Party.
Not the green. No.
But they would fall on the left.
Yeah, Green Party, Blue Party.
They will fall on the left.
think
labor.
Yeah.
Like there's no right or wrong. It's a merger of like ideas from all the sides that you can take for yourself. Like for example, as someone that's in business, I appreciate like. Not yet, because it's not really. I don't have the money yet. But long term, I do appreciate the conservative.
I think a lot of black people were raised conservative
to business, right?
Conservative households.
In terms of like money, because there's certain things that you can get away with as a business person under their laws that allows you to put money in your pocket. If you have more information, that's
you don't want to be taxed at dumbass percent.
The rich,
why does it matter?
Because
you literally work hard and then your money just gets taken from you. For you right now, yeah.
I mean. That should be okay though, right? Because you're earning a lot of money.
No, but
right now,
right?
for you.
And this is where
tax was originally made for the rich. You do know that, right?
No, wait, but this is the trick that people don't know. Right.
Poor, middle class and lower class never used to get taxed. Tax was only made for the rich people. And then, of course, middle class, and then, of course, everyone started getting taxed. But the way it works out now is we live in a crazy world where, percentage-wise, poor people get taxed more than rich people.
Well, exactly. So let me tell you, let me tell you how businesses can even sneak around, right? 100K, what's that to you? Is that good income?
100K?
A year.
Not with the tax.
Terrible.
With the tax is terrible.
The tax, that's 50. That's what I'm trying to show.
It's not 50.
It's not, but it's close.
It's damn near 50, you know.
It's like you're not getting on the 70K.
It's damn near 50.
You're not getting on the 70K. That's actually
it's actually really bad.
Okay, yeah.
But you want to take out your pension.
The difference is I can own a business that I can afford 20%. To pay myself 100K, but I don't. I pay myself less.
Pay yourself 1,000. Stay under the tax allowance.
Pay less tax, and everything else I need to buy, I might put my house as a business expense. I might put my car as a business expense. So it's like that's the information that people don't actually have.
And you get to take out dividends for the year
dividends, and it's even less tax. So it's like the system is built for corporations to thrive if you know the information, and a lot of rich people build corporations around themselves.
Yeah,
that's how they stay rich.
You're right.
Right. So that's why for me, from that perspective. Thank you, Conservative Party. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. So
but then from moral and social, it's like,
Trust me. Firstly,
I'm on this other side.
I don't vote, so I don't actually care. I don't care which way it goes, right?
Because it probably won't affect your life as much. Is that what you think?
I always say, doesn't matter what happens, I'm gonna strive to be successful.
Facts.
And whether the house is red, whether the house is green, whether the house is blue, that's my goal. And I get it affects other people, but I just don't really care.
Right now.
Because guess what? Because
it hasn't gotten in your way yet.
I take ownership and I take responsibility of where I end up. And that's me. That's not everyone else. Other people like to complain and do all that.
But then you know what else?
I'm not in that business.
But you know
sorry.
But you know what else is different for some people? That again, and I agree with you, and I think that
I think that's interesting.
I share
case by case.
I share that same belief
that's fair and interesting.
Person on my shit. I voted once, and I was like, okay, now what? And I feel like part of the reason why people can't complain is if you don't vote, don't complain.
That's why I don't. Yeah.
And the thing for me is, it might not affect me, right? I might be fine. I might know my way of maneuvering things, but then someone else, like some policies, can affect some people's lives 100%. In ways where it keeps them stuck in a place where, for example. A lot of black kids.
Jill, don't moan on the mic.
No, hold on.
Jill just moan.
A lot of black people were not raised on financial education.
I'm about to say, they tried to keep you guys uneducated in the whole, like,
She said, you guys.
You guys.
Say you. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about the young people. They rely on young people not voting because they think, it doesn't matter, and there's like, my vote doesn't count. They rely on that.
By the way, I know I'm in the wrong for not voting.
It doesn't matter. You're not in the wrong or the right. No, it's not in the wrong or right.
I believe I'm in the wrong.
It doesn't matter.
Because I'm saying it doesn't affect me. That's not true.
It affects other people.
It affects other people.
It'll affect you in the future or not, or whatever.
With like EU.
They want you to
stuff.
Exactly.
But my thing is, I don't need the distraction.
Yes,
I feel you. You got shit to do right now, and you got bigger. I get that. Want you
exactly
because they like that.
Fuck the distraction.
Because you know who's voting? Them.
Not even that. I'm saying the mindset he has. I think most business people I know, or most people that are successful in life, they have that same mentality of the distraction is for all of you to argue about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to focus on making sure I'm able to do what I can to make my life good. Mm-hmm. And that means, what information do I need and how do I apply it?
Exactly.
And that's what they do. And I think that's why I'm saying I agree with that mentality in terms of actually focusing on your own shit. But on the flip side is that, like you said,
then
policies
people are
that
voting.
can affect people's lives that might not have the same level of information that we do.
It's true.
That's like, oh shit, you know, that bank loan that you wish you were able to, you think you've done your business planning, you've done everything, you thought
because
you
you
have a great
voted
idea,
wrong,
but your
or
credit,
you didn't.
you haven't got good credit because you haven't been educated on credit. Oh shit.
It's
Now you're like, now that throws you back.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
and we want more black designers. It can't happen because you didn't vote, and suddenly blah blah blah.
So it's like
and
this,
Mr.
it's just like this
Blonde hair, blue eyes got in again.
It's very.
There's no right.
It's all it's so chain reaction.
Just for me though, I don't want to like in terms of fixing the community or taking care of my people. Them lot aren't gonna fucking do it.
I'm doing that from business.
They're not gonna do it, man. They're not gonna put the knowledge.
And we don't trust them.
Education.
I think,
How long have we been fucking being taught the same thing? How long have we been taught the same thing?
I know.
Why has nothing changed?
I hate the arrogance of the West as well.
Same.
UK,
Nothing's
US, we
changed.
think we know. People here think we know the most, but if you look at the most educated countries, they're doing shit that it's like they don't want to learn from other people that are better than us. They don't, because we don't assume that people are better than us, right? When you look at China, Norway, Denmark, some of these countries that have
Sweden, Finland,
and
just
it's
look
just
at
like,
them.
yo, can you look and see what they're doing right and see what you can learn from them? But they don't want us to have more information. They don't want us to have more knowledge. They don't want us to have more of these things. So they're not going to improve the system.
Yeah, I've always education's whatever. I've always said it. They know. There's kids out there who are 13 years old that know they're going to be prime minister when they're older.
Yes.
And that's the life. That's the world we live in.
Yes.
That's the world
That's
we live in.
very, very true.
It's true.
I mean, the fact that we have, I mean, this is not even a political podcast, but the fact that we have Boris Johnson, right? Who I still think is a joke. I think the guy is a joke. The fact that, and he looks like a joke. Like if your lawyer dressed like that, if
You're
your
going to
business
jail.
I'm going to jail.
bro, if your business partner dresses like that,
No, we ain't getting
Why he
that.
look like he always running for the bus,
yeah.
like in his own
if your
house.
friend turns up to your wedding looking like Boris Johnson,
He ain't coming in.
bro,
No, you have to let him
What we
in.
doing?
he just
No.
looks
Come on, what you say? What was the question?
ain't coming in.
If your guy comes to the wedding dressed like Boris
like,
Johnson,
bro, Boris
he
Johnson
can't
just
pass.
well, you
Bro.
have to think about it. Okay, put it like this, right? You invite one of your boys.
yeah.
He says, "No, I can't come." So you have to get this. You have to get the backup to that boy. And he's like, "Yeah, no, last minute, I had to pull out." Then you get the third guy.
That's what Boris Johnson looks like.
That's who Boris. Bro, you know Boris ain't gonna come serious. He was the third backup.
Serious?
And I only say that to say these motherfuckers dropped out. They didn't want it. It was too
Cameron didn't
hard.
want it. Theresa May didn't want it.
That's true.
That's so true. The analogy.
This analogy was wild.
That's a
told you
Clip
I'm
that
not-
shit and put it on the story.
Set up
Clip that
nice.
shit.
never thought about it like that.
Clip
But you
that
can't-
He
shit.
is the third
And I'm
fucking
saying, let
backup.
him
Of course
in
he wasn't coming
because
correct.
Of course he was.
He came in a rush.
string.
He came in a rush. Oh, snap, I'm up.
He's still got a cross to his eyes.
Yeah.
He's the third best man backup. The one that you weren't even going to invite to the wedding.
He's a backup to the
Fuck the
backup.
culture, that's politics. Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we
You
go.
have to let him in.
But that's
This is mad.
You know why it's
Yeah.
embarrassing?
Yeah.
You know why it's embarrassing?
This
to
episode's
me?
mad. I love
It's
it.
like this is where it's hilarious. It's like you have the third backup. The UK chose the third backup ahead
Damn.
of anyone else.
Yeah, the backup.
The
That's
backup was ahead of. That's embarrassing for the Labour Party.
Yo, why
and
did-
every
You
other
know
party.
No,
It's
they were
embarrassing for everyone
giving
else.
Theresa May a harder time than they're giving Boris Johnson, and he's doing a worse job.
Sorry?
They were giving Theresa May a harder time than they're giving
she's a
Boris
woman.
Johnson.
Yeah, she's a woman.
And he's doing a
Yeah, that's
worse,
right.
worse job.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
Worse
she's a
with
woman, though.
Brexit, worse with this fucking
It's a
situation.
woman.
No one's saying anything.
Because the like it
It's
or not,
crazy.
let's
I hate
let's
this,
just say
though.
this, and I'm gonna say this
She's
out loud.
crying.
I mean,
I don't like
feel
that.
like we all know it. Majority of the country of the West is racist, homophobic,
Sexist.
Oh, sexist.
also all type of cysts, right?
All of it.
Fascists,
Cysts,
They-
phobics.
and regardless of what you think, a lot of them want to make you think they're voting on policies. They're not.
Man,
They will pick something that applies to what they like.
Picking their guy.
And that's what
Yeah, they're picking their
You know what
guy.
it was, talent
The fact
show.
that
You voted for the guy.
Guy is because no made it even worse. Yeah, Theresa May at least was put in. Right. Well, we have 3 elections.
Yeah,
And then,
we've.
and then we have to choose. Do we want her or someone else? We chose her.
Yeah, we
Cool.
chose
you know
her.
what? Progress. First woman since what's her name? Margaret Thatcher. Okay, cool. Let's watch this. And she was not doing badly. She had some
wasn't
cringe
doing- yeah,
moments.
she-
She had some, but then she just didn't command the authority because a bunch of old white people just didn't want to give her any sort of. So cool. So we had to. Then she had to leave.
Nobody wanted Boris. So I remember when we were going to get Boris, everybody was just like, people were like, no. I remember when Boris was getting elected though, people were like, please don't, please.
But we chose him.
I think Boris said no a couple times, like before.
No,
I'm not
but
joking.
somebody gave Boris their votes though. Remember? It was an internal election. Some fucking person gave them his votes.
It wasn't even an internal election, was it?
It was. We didn't vote for him.
No, we did.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
Yeah, we had to
The
vote.
last one?
The last
Oh,
election
no.
was-
Boris was on the face of the last one, I think.
It was.
November.
I didn't vote for that.
Hey,
It was.
I voted for the other
does
party.
anyone know why niggas didn't vote for Labour?
I think
They don't like Jeremy Corbyn, but here's the thing. They said Jeremy Corbyn looked like some hapless old man, but Boris Johnson doesn't look like a mess to you?
Can I tell you what it is? And I've had this conversation, and I hate people that, okay, anyone that's a political head, fuck you, first of all.
Yeah, first of all.
Before I'm about to say, they'll be like, oh, but policies, okay,
Shut the
I don't
fuck
care
up.
about
Next.
policies right now. People vote charisma. People like
People
charisma,
do like
personality.
charisma.
Yeah.
I like to know that either you're funny. Why the fuck is Trump in office?
Because he has charisma.
It's a hoot, man.
Bro, right?
You're fired!
Dickhead, but that
That was
is
him.
hilarious.
Hoot, man.
Who before him?
Hate him.
Obama.
People love that nigga. It was like
Before
watching
him,
Good Times
George
on
Bush,
TV.
the dumb- George
He
Bush
had no charisma,
makes,
though. That's-
No,
George
he
Bush
did.
was
He was
hilarious.
funny.
He was a
Bro, George Bush
bumbling.
was hilarious.
George Bush is a bumbling idiot,
His
and he was
bumbles
fucking
were
funny.
hilarious.
He was so cute.
His
He was
bumble was
adorable.
Always mess
hilarious.
up his speech.
Yes,
Yeah,
he was
you
hilarious and
laughed at
funny.
him.
You're like, oh, look at this
Right.
cute guy.
Shoe thrown at him.
Oh,
You just laugh at
give
him.
him 8 years. 8.
Like people
Next.
just want something
Nah.
that is, and people like in the world we live in, like it or not, entertainment is king. I want to
Yes.
feel like something about you.
And Americans love TV.
and entertain or educate me. That's the thing we like.
That's true.
That's
Yeah.
what people engage with. And the Labour Party don't entertain, the lecture.
Yeah, they're
They don't
boring, I'm not
educate
gonna
you,
lie.
they just tell you what's right.
Remember that
this
girl
is
they
we're right,
had?
we're right. And Jeremy Corbyn was just a representation of that.
With boring. This
That's
new
not
guy
so-
they have,
Yeah,
what's
try
his,
it
they have
though,
this
man.
new guy. He looks like a politician. His
I
politician
hate him
face.
as well.
He's beautiful.
Yeah, he looks.
Politician, he's stony faced and
Yeah,
perfect.
but he has no charisma as well.
He needs to have once he gets
That's what-
charisma.
they won't
he
win.
will win.
They
But
won't win.
He's
You
so
They won't
pretty.
win.
Yeah, once he goes around to the shop
They
and
won't win because he
buys
has
a
no
pack of charisma. Charisma's not easy to come by
It's
like
not
that.
easy.
You either have it or you don't.
Oh,
Because
whoa.
Bojo was
There's some-
like
you
a
can get it, I
comedian.
I hope
It's teachable, but it's
I
long.
hope so. For some people.
Twitter tried though. Twitter tried to make sure the Red Party won. Man.
What's the Red Party?
Oh, sorry, Labour.
Twitter did.
That's that echo
Operating
chamber
colours.
stuff.
But that
That's
is
the
the echo chamber.
thing.
That's
Let
the
me tell
echo
you, my
chamber.
friends, I don't know if you guys are gonna listen to this. Hey guys, love you. We're like, oh, we're unfollowing everybody who voted Tory.
That's a bit excessive.
And that's fair because you want to protect your peace. But this is the thing about the echo chamber.
Yep.
Then you think everyone is like living in this perfect world. I don't know who voted Tory. I don't know how everyone decided. Like, how do you know?
That's
who
a
voted
touchy
Tory?
question, though, right? Like, who'd you vote for?
That's a good
Is it?
question.
It's a
but
touchy
how
question,
do you-
yeah. It's
I don't know
like
how to
asking
determine.
the teacher
If I
how
knew
much
who
they
voted
earn.
Tory, I'd follow them too. But I just don't know.
But the thing is, okay, let me put it like, look, it's the old thing. Wow.
They used to get so mad.
Is that
When you
what-
ask,
You ask teachers how
when
much
you
they
ask
earn.
teachers how much they earn, they used to get so mad.
Bro, you don't know what the thing is. You don't know why
Off
people.
for
You
6
don't know why
months for
people
life.
vote.
It's okay. Get pick up another job. Fuck no.
Nah, this is embarrassing, man. You don't know why people vote. That's what I've realized. Like, no matter what you think, like someone that I don't know why someone will vote for Tory. Right? One of my friends told me he voted for Brexit because he wanted to buy property, and it felt like if I know he said it felt like the fact that the free movement that was happening from the EU was
Yes.
happening. It felt like that was increasing the price of the property market. It made it harder because more people could just come and demand the more properties. The more people come, the demand is higher than supply, basically. Right? The ease of
Yeah.
access to the country from the EU means that demand is always going to be high for property.
I get that. I
So
understand.
again, I don't have to agree with it.
Yeah,
I might not
I
completely
I do
know.
get that. Look,
I
there are a
understand
lot
what
of
his reasoning
Do
is.
you get my
like-
point? So like sometimes why people vote, you don't know, but because like you said, oh they vote
Person.
Tory, I'm gonna unfollow it. No.
Yeah,
And I think that's the same thing.
I
Like
think my mum voted Brexit.
yo, my sister
I'm not gonna lie. Her reason was
Because
wild as well.
my sister said I want my
Crazy.
brother in the country. And if movement limits from the EU, they can take more talent from other countries. And that's probably true.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Everyone has their reason for voting for something. But it goes back to like
It's
it's a
true.
similar thing for when people were saying, "Oh, I'm unfollowing everybody that doesn't believe in Black Lives Matter movement." Like, what are you doing? Those are the people that need to be. Those are the people you should have that you can then educate. But because everyone wants to just be angry about anything they believe,
I was gonna bring that up,
they want to
yeah.
outrage everything. I'm only gonna outrage everything, not educate, not communicate.
But it's frustrating.
But it's not even that
Some-
educated. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I agree,
Some
but
people don't wanna
sometimes
be
some
educated.
Yeah.
people's belief is not because they don't want to learn, it's because that's all they know so far.
Yeah.
I know this now. Doesn't mean they're not open to learning. Some might be like, what's going like some people ask questions
I will
like,
unfollow you.
what the fuck is going on?
I'll force you to learn.
Like why are
but if
people
you
so
wanna follow
angry
me,
about
do that.
it? Like, yeah, go educate yourself, true, but sometimes where do you even start?
Yeah, people were unfollowing people for not even
People,
posting.
yeah.
That was crazy to me.
Yes.
Like, if you haven't posted by now,
Yeah.
it
But I didn't
means-
like that because of the performative thing. Because then
Yeah, I
it
don't
forced
like it.
people who didn't believe in Black Lives Matter to
And
to
then when they
post the black
post, they then
square.
criticize
And it
whatever
was-
they post.
Exactly. It's just like, you just posted that black square because people are watching. And it's just like, but you
That's-
asked for
Well, you
this.
asked
That's
for
the
it.
thing with life life's a little simple. Social media, you have to understand going in. There's no winning.
I don't
There
don't
isn't,
play the
yeah.
game
Exactly.
because I
There is
can't
no
win,
win. There is
so
no
it's
winning.
pointless.
Yeah.
It's pointless.
There's no winning. But
Yeah, I
I
mean-
will say though, and you can tell why a lot of people didn't understand with the whole Black Lives Matter stuff, because they would say, "Yo, I don't want to get involved with politics."
Yeah, but Black
That's
Lives Matter
one
is
thing
not
I never-
political. That's what fucked me up.
And that's one thing
It shouldn't be.
It should.
They've
You should.
politicized
Yeah, they have.
everything. It goes back to what
You
you said
should
earlier,
never
left and
think
right.
about
They
that as
politicized everything.
But that's not politics. That I get what you're saying, but people have confused it with politics.
I
Yeah, they
agree.
have.
I agree.
At
They're
the
like, Black
base
Lives Matter is
core
like
of
a
it.
weird movement.
I
I'm
agree.
like,
It's
what?
humanity.
This is number one. This is the first thing we're asking for. Please don't kill us.
That's it.
Please don't murder us.
That's it.
That's number one. To me, that's not politics.
That's not
No.
political.
And that's the one thing
That's
thing.
human decency.
Yeah, it's weird.
know,
okay.
A lot
Come
of
on.
people have said like,
Especially in America,
Sorry,
Yeah.
please.
where you
Okay.
see black athletes on your screen every fucking day.
Enjoying their
Every
and you
performance
performance.
that you
love
love.
Jay-Z and you love Kanye. And
Every
you
artist.
fucking love Beyonce.
Everything
Every
that
white
goes on
person I know is like,
entertainment-wise in
yes,
America.
Beyonce. And I'm like, right.
But when it
That's
comes
the
to-
weirdest.
Right.
America's the scariest place.
They're fucking
let me
Scariest
icons.
place in
guys,
the world.
let's understand something about America.
And England.
America,
Let's get real.
like the West period, right?
Yes, I'm about to say.
There
lock them
is
in.
an entitlement in these countries. And look, Colin Kaepernick lost his job for taking a knee.
Oh God, yes.
Right. So let's just understand that they don't want you to talk about this thing.
No.
They
Right.
don't.
That's the first things first. So when people tell me about why are people on the street doing this, looting, whether or not you agree with what they're doing, it's like you do realize you didn't say shit when it was peaceful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were not.
But
when,
I-
when they tried to make it peaceful,
yelling,
you
man.
were not saying the conversation wasn't. You didn't.
During that whole.
You got
Black Lives Matter
people were
thing.
burning their Nike shoes because
Yeah.
Nike put Colin Kaepernick
Yeah.
on their
Remember
advert,
that?
Yeah.
and they started burning the Nike shoes to say, "How dare you?" Because he took a knee during a national anthem. Because he said, "How can I sing this thing proudly when the country doesn't care about my people?"
Yeah.
I had to.
And they
quickly-
still and people do. Let me not go there. Sorry, continue, Joe. I was about to jump off a bridge, but let me just pause. Let me hold myself
Yeah,
back.
it's not worth it for how short this one's gonna be.
Yeah.
But continue.
I had to quickly turn people's attention away from George Floyd. Obviously, rest in peace or in power. You know, obviously his memory, you know, respect to all of that. But I had to tell people here because they were like, oh, like, why does everyone care about this? Like, this man, like, obviously, you know, this didn't happen here. No one dies here. It's like, you know what? Respectfully, no one cares about George Floyd. It's not about George Floyd. We face this every day.
It's a symptom.
So
It's just-
to make British white people and everybody else of all different colors understand why people here were so angry, I literally had to like make them understand that George Floyd didn't matter and it's not
a symbol.
about
He's a
that.
symbol.
It's a symptom
Yeah.
of a bigger problem.
George Floyd did
George
matter.
Floyd was a
right? It does matter, but it's a
Of
symbol.
course, but that's not our business.
Yeah.
But it's a symptom of a huge problem,
Huge problem.
and it happens here every day. And it like really weirded me out how people literally just kept fixating on like this George Floyd thing. And I was just like, yeah, you're doing that to try and make it like, yeah, but we don't shoot black people. I'm like, no. Don't do that.
You have your microaggressions. You
Don't
have your,
do that.
Yeah, you have your institutions and
Yeah.
everything. It's everywhere, man. But it's not. It's just the West period. I feel like, and I think in future podcasts, I'm sure we'll delve even deeper in some of these conversations.
Yes, at some point.
At some point about just how society has, and I go back to what the point Ebs make. People have misconstrued so many conversations and made it about politics. So many things in this world should not be about politics. It's about humanity. But it goes back to like when you talk about America and like how you don't get it. Yo, you do realize the KKK is an organization that exists legally and they used to kill people.
Legally.
Right? So where do you think the people went?
What are you talking about?
Where do you think the KKK members went?
They exist.
No, but where do you think they went?
What do you mean when? What do you mean?
Okay,
when?
before
He's trying to say like police officers.
they've gone into the institutions.
They exist.
Yeah, that's what
Exist,
Wendy's,
they've gone into. So my point is like the reason why you're talking when we're saying like, oh, we're just asking them to
and
kill us
placing
and they
higher
don't
power
get
in
it,
Supreme
is
Court.
My thing is America, period. As a subject, America is the strangest place in the world. to me.
Crazy.
And you know what's
You
crazy?
adore black athletes, yet you kill black people.
You
on the
adore
street.
black culture. Period.
Everything about America's weird. They've got every single weather condition, tornadoes, everything is weird there.
Earthquakes.
Trying to
Hurricanes.
get wiped off
In the
the
same
map 'cause of
country,
shit
it can be
place.
snow in one place and be 30,
Weird.
40
It's
degrees.
too big to be one country, in my opinion.
America is the scariest place in the world.
It is.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
agree.
where...
But I think that's
where I'm
what
ending that.
what makes them. That's why they make it such a big thing. Like
It's
you-
a
and
corporation.
Everything
man.
here,
It's
we have everything here. We have the
Yeah.
worst of humanity here, and we have the best of humanity here.
Everything comes from here because why can't it? Because it's fucking massive.
It's so big.
Yeah.
Like,
Actually, that's not true. It's not that massive.
nah, it is.
No.
In comparison.
I mean, you can do a 5-hour
this
flight.
little island.
You can do a 5-hour flight.
Have you seen that
In
map
America.
that actually just like shows it like in comparison to like everything else? It's not that big.
What,
They
like
would
the rest
you
of the
think
world?
It's fucking huge, but it's not that big.
Oh yeah, they
No, they blew it
tampered
up
with
on
the
map.
world
It's fucking
map
garbage. It's
make it
really,
bigger.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh.
It's not that big.
Yeah.
Wait, so,
But it is big. Yeah.
like,
Oh, wait, like the one with Google and stuff.
Yeah. It's big on everything.
Yeah.
what
But
about
then there's an actual.
but
Like you know when
How
you
do you
had like
explain?
the map in like classrooms and like America was
They
huge
blew
and
that
everything
shit
else
up.
was
That was
okay.
bigger than it actually was.
yeah.
How do you explain
That's
travel?
psychologically that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you explain travel times though? Like from one coast to another, it takes
Wonder how
like
much they pay.
6, 7, 8 hours, that kind of shit. How do you explain that if it's not that big?
Because it's not that big.
what are you
What are you
talking
talking
about, bro?
Coastal travels in America,
It's not like 7 hours.
they have flights like take 5 hours, I'm sure.
I'm not
Power
speculating. I don't know.
flight,
I've never
2-hour
been
flight.
there.
Yeah, I heard
The
like 2
longest
hours, man.
flight in America, within America, how long do you think it is?
You wanna
3
know?
hours?
Let's
3
go.
hours, maybe?
New York to
3 hours?
California.
Sure, there are flights that go up to 5 hours in America.
To be fair, they've got even... You know how I know it's big? They've got time differences in America, like East
America.
Coast, West Coast.
Yeah.
That's the point. I think they're
Longest domestic flight is from Boston to Honolulu, 11 fucking hours. That's
my
not that
point.
far.
that's it.
Yo,
That,
That's because Hawaii is over here and
no,
fucking Boston is all the way
no,
over
the reason
there.
I'm saying that is, yo,
They took over
I would travel
Hawaii.
to
Yeah,
fuck-
they got Hawaii.
Yeah,
I would
Hawaii
travel
took
to
over
5 hours.
Hawaii.
Like they've just done it though. They've had Hawaii.
No, I didn't
No,
know.
no, no,
they-
no,
they-
no, no.
they've
It's a
been. Nah, they've been.
Yeah, no, but like it
No,
wasn't.
they've
last
been.
one.
That's what Bama
Come
was
on,
calling
you're acting like that. Yo, they.
Yo, what, they've taken it already?
No, like
No,
they've had
but-
it. They've had
Why you
Hawaii.
act like, bro, 11 hours, that's a flight to Nigeria and back.
Bro, you can go Australian.
I'm South Africa.
Bro, that's
though.
my point,
I'm
like,
South
that's
Africa,
a-
so that's like 17 hours to me. That's a long flight to me.
Oh no, I
What,
can go
11
back
hours?
home and come back in
11 hours
11
is
hours.
a full flight,
17.
like normal
No,
flight
but
time.
11 hours to me is yo. I think maybe that's in comparison, yeah, because when the EU, right, with the UK, right. How long is the France?
Oh,
From here to France.
To Amsterdam.
30 seconds. Oh, from Amsterdam.
So my point is, in when you look at here,
you're fancy for taking a plane to France.
Yeah.
no, but I'm just
People
giving an
vary
example. I'm
that.
giving an example.
Ew.
But this is the point is like,
Yeah.
if these
Okay.
places that are so close that we fly to are different countries, and you can have 11 hours in one country,
It's crazy.
that's what I'm trying to say. It's a big
crazy,
fucking
yeah.
country.
Choose the size. Look at that.
But yeah,
You see this one
Press
right
the
here?
button, Jill.
just to wrap it
that
up
shit.
quickly.
No,
Just
don't
to-
press it, yeah,
don't press it. Yeah, just to wrap it up quickly. I'm looking at the time. This was more political than I thought it would be, which was interesting. I don't do politics, but
Elections are coming up in 3
Elections
days.
are coming up.
We can't say that because by the time this comes out,
Shit,
it
yeah,
won't
cut
be
that.
relevant anymore. So we have to
Yeah,
cut that
so whatever, just
part.
don't.
Just
yeah.
ignore that part when this comes
But
out.
yeah, I was just saying it was more political It was more of a political.
I
Hey, y'all niggas went Labour and
We went there, we
Tories
went
and
all
red
over
and
them, so
blue,
down.
reds and
Touch a
blues,
certain
man.
thing.
Touch.
in there.
Yeah, we touched.
Niggas
We
said
rubbed
Crips
on
and
it,
Bloods.
bro.
Niggas were
Reds
talking
and
about
blues,
Crips and
man.
Bloods.
That's what we was
Niggas
talking
talking
about
about
the
Crips
whole
and
time.
Bloods. You know what I mean? But yeah, definitely, I agree with like Joda's sentiments were interesting. I do think George Floyd was a catalyst or a trigger of us just saying it's enough, because we've had so many, like how many times are we going to see us or our people just being killed in situations where it's like that shouldn't happen, that shouldn't be happening. You know what I mean? So our hopes are that ceases, but the reality that we live in is the reality we live in.
No, but you know what's even fun? Sorry to just take this off. Like, I think that's the mistake people are making, right? What you just said. It's not just about the killing.
It's not.
The killing is one thing. But I think that's what people need to understand.
Listen,
like, it's a bigger thing than just
it's a
killing
bigger
us.
problem when that doesn't get, like, that content doesn't get censored in social platforms. Killings, black killings don't get censored.
True.
Right?
We never see beheadings.
When you see like a dog getting killed or kicked, it's like, oh,
That's another.
censorship.
That's true, but
You
don't
need
go
to.
the other
Do
way.
you really want to see this? It's a dog being killed.
Yeah.
But when a black person's being killed, it's like, oh, like,
Yeah, we saw that.
show that casually.
Yeah.
Because
I mean-
they've been doing that for years.
Yeah. So like that's how, to
Yeah, that's
me,
another thing.
that lets me know how big the problem is.
Yeah.
Because that's more psychological.
Yeah, they want you to see that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So so not to even like start a whole new topic, but yeah, that's
I'm saying that just the,
That topic is so
just the
deep, you know.
Black
That
Lives Matter
topic
thing
is-
to me, it's not just about.
That's why I said it's
Police.
number one. That's why I said that was
Yeah.
number one on my list. That was the
Yeah.
first. Above all else. that
do
was my
not
base.
stop killing us.
It's just one thing.
Like for just stop killing us senselessly for no reason
But then there's
when we
still a
haven't done
lot.
anything.
Please.
Everyone touches
Please.
everything.
That's all.
that
Please.
Right?
makes the
Please. You know what I mean, so
And
that's
thank you in advance.
that's
hopefully.
first. Yeah, that's
No,
first and
no,
foremost.
no.
No,
thank
you ain't
you.
getting
It's
no
not
thanks
thank
for
you.
that.
It's
Thank
supposed
you.
to be the norm.
Nah,
It's
get
not,
out
that's
of
the
here. Get out
problem.
of here.
is that
It's
should not
supposed
be-
to be the norm.
we're
So
not
we ain't thanking
for
you
doing what you-
for
doing what
basic
you
human
should be
rights.
doing
To me, we
human
shouldn't
rights.
even have to ask.
But
Yeah.
then, look,
Yeah.
now. Oh, sorry.
Timmy,
I'm very scared.
wrap
No,
it
no,
up. Wrap it up, Timmy.
no, because they will not.
Wrap it up
in a
and let's
sec.
talk about
But
it
let me
after.
just think. Drop it.
Yeah, go on.
I won't go into it, right? But I think there's a bigger problem that we also need to address within ourselves, right? And I'm not talking about the gangs and shit like black people killing black. No, because people kill people. I'm saying it's not about white or black people just kill people. We know that. We tell authorities that protect us not to kill us. And on that topic, you then look at countries like, look at what's going on in Congo. Is it Congo, Nigeria, and like where it's not about race,
No.
right? It's about class.
Power.
It's about people wanting to hold on to power. So it's not just, so that's why I think some white people don't understand the conversation. Is not like, because the black thing is what's making them angry, right? Which says a lot about them,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
It's us saying there's an abuse of authority and power that needs to change. And it's not just in Western countries, but it's actually also in our home countries, in African countries, where police, military kill regular people, and it should not be happening. Authorities that are there to serve and protect you shouldn't kill you senselessly for no fucking reason.
Wild comment on Twitter the other day from
It's
American black Twitter. I saw a wild. We'll talk about this afterwards. It was mad. I just fucking hell. So they were like, American black Twitter was like, one person from American black Twitter was like, yeah, basically black Twitter, African side, was like, why y'all not like on board with this? And then American black Twitter was like, oh, that's because we don't get it. Like, how y'all getting killed in a country that's your own? And I was just like, what? It's like, I really don't
America
think you
is the
understand
scariest
it,
place in the world.
Or
Sorry,
they
say
don't
again.
understand shit.
I said America's the scariest place in the world.
They're
Sorry,
scary
I
people.
thought you said America is the dumbest place in the world.
dumbest.
That's what I want you to
And they're
say.
stupid
They have some of the
as
dumbest
fuck.
people
The
in the world in
dumbest
They're
America.
so dumb.
And
People.
again,
The
way
because they're so
that
big,
comment
they think it's all
was
about
mad.
them.
I
Yeah.
was like, what
Stupid
the fuck
people.
was
Like
that?
the world will rally with your
Their
cry,
yes.
but you
And then
think that
suddenly-
you're arrogant enough to think, oh, that one doesn't.
That's your business.
Yeah,
Because
that's
they know that they control world culture to a degree.
It pisses me off. It's so annoying. I
Yeah.
was like, what is this comment, bro? Wild. So
Jill
anyway.
reach for the button.
Yeah, man.
we have to. No.
Do your
Same
sign
when you
out.
did.
I don't.
Sign out, Jill.
Sign us out,
But yeah,
Jill.
well, actually, you know what?
When
Just
she did
wrap it
reach
up nicely.
This episode is coming out as a whole because it's too short. I don't even want to cut it up.
And I think it's just good for you to get what we're about. We're not just about politics, we're just talking about everything. Like
Holy
you said,
shit,
everything
no.
culture.
We are not about
We're just tapping it. We just gave you a taste of some of the things we're talking
Wait, is
about.
this one?
Sorry. This I think
the
is
pilot?
looking like it might just be looking like a throwaway pilot. But yeah, thanks for joining us. And
On the
we'll
shortest
see you on the
podcast we have
shortest
so far.
Intro and our short podcast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit the
All right.
button,
Like,
Jill.
comment, share, subscribe, all that. Jill, do the things.
Nah, she needs to hit the subscribe.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Nigga, you said it too low, nigga.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share on any platforms. And also join us in the conversation.
Yeah.
See you guys next week.
Hit the button, Jill.